What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD Winston, your back here PlayStation Source, and of course, we have a lot of PS5 news to talk about. All right, we got a lot of things to talk about. We got a lot of things to discuss. They had a full-on PlayStation blog get posted up that has a lot of details about some really cool features on PS5, including the PS5 DualSense, of course, the controller and stuff like that, and a bunch of other games and all that good stuff. But before we get into all of that, make sure if you guys enjoy anything on this video and get anything new out of this video, make sure to leave a like on the video as well. Stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Now, of course, you can find links to our various links, as well as, of course, our Twitter, our Discord, as well as our Anchor link. That way you can listen to the weekly PS5 podcast here on the channel called Road to PS5 with my boy Iraq Knight as well. We go over all the latest and greatest in PS5 and the topics as well. This week's topic, we are comparing, yes, the big two, PS5 and Xbox Series X, baby. It's going down tomorrow. Well, it's being recorded tomorrow, but y'all will see it on Sunday, 10 a.m. on youtube.com/PlayStation Source or other podcast services around the globe. You know what I'm saying? But let's go into this, right? So if we look here, right, as you can see here, this is posted on PlayStation blog. Of course, link is actually down below in the description. I know last time, sometimes I'd be slacking on my links. The links... Not links. The link, well, there are links down there, but the link for this in particular is down below in the description for you all to enjoy. But listen, look, guys. So look, this is a very, very long blog post, right? I did condense it, right? I did condense it down a little bit. I have notes over here that I'm going to go over the major key points for each game when we get to that point. But essentially what this is that this is the start of the PlayStation 5's ad campaign, right? So they are focusing here on three major things: 3D audio, haptic feedback, as well as that good old adaptive triggers. I forgot I was stalling. But I forgot. But now I got it. Okay, we're good, right? So, this is the start of the PS5 ad campaign, right? And we got some really cool details involving a lot of major games that were shown at the PS5 reveal, but we got some like developer feedback and developer opinion on all of these, right? So it is a long read, right? But I did condense all these games so we can go over it one by one, you know what I'm saying? But what I did want to first highlight is, of course, that there is a new PlayStation 5 ad, which is called Play Has No Limits, of course. The first one, of course, Play Has No Limits is the main, slogan for PS5, and I did want to watch that here with you all live. So I'm going to pause the music a little bit. We're going to go over here, and we're going to play this thing. See how it goes.
Welcome to a world where you can feel more.
This is how it feels to chew 5 gum and play PS5, you know what I'm saying? This is exactly how it feels.
A world where you can see with sound.
Ooh, with headphones is pretty cool, actually. I can, hear all the sounds. It's kind of cool.
A world where you can feel force at your fingertips. Welcome to a new world of immersion.
There it is. Play Has No Limits. The first PS, that's just going to keep looping. But now we're going to go into what exactly is being said, you know what I'm saying, about each game and their involvement with the PS5 DualSense controller, right? So we saw that great advertisement right there. Obviously, they say at the front it's a definitely dramatization because, of course, you're not gonna be actually walking on water, not walking on water, walking on ice and stuff like that. But it definitely does convey the sense of like, you know, with the DualSense, you're really gonna be able to sense these, and we have some really cool excerpts. These aren't direct quotes. Again, the full thing is down below in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. But these are just some key games that they want to highlight and how they are going to be utilizing the PS5 DualSense controller. So start off here, Spider-Man Miles Morales, of course. They say that you will be able to hint at which direction attacks are coming from via haptic feedback. So no longer like will you just get the on-screen indicators, you'll literally, I guess, feel where your attack is incoming from, which is really cool. As well as when you hold down square to do a venom punch, you feel the bioelectricity crackle across from the left side of the controller, ending on the right side of the impact. So that's honestly really, really cool sounding, you know what I'm saying? The fact that like when you do the venom punch here on screen, which Spider-Man's doing to a certain degree, is more of like right before that actually, but you know, you will be able to feel the crackle of the electricity go from left to right. I think that's a really, really cool thing as well that they showed off here with the DualSense, and really detailed here with the DualSense. Next up here, the recently delayed Deathloop. Unfortunately, this will be coming in 2021. You hate to see it, but they did bring some really cool details involving Deathloop here for PS5 DualSense. So they say here that they use no, just kidding, nope, wrong one. They say blocking the triggers when the weapon jams by using the DualSense adaptive triggers. So what this is that I guess there's going to be some sort of mechanic, and I believe this is in other games that they have done in the series of, oh my god, I forgot what the stealth game is that they did before. I forgot. Dishonored. I believe this was also in there as well, where you know, there was some sort of like weapon jam mechanic, but here in Deathloop, when your weapon jams, the trigger will actually like lock up and stop, and you won't be able to actually pull the trigger, which is actually quite interesting right there. I feel like that might be on the verge of a gimmick we'll just talk about a little bit later, but that's interesting nonetheless. Next up here, Ghostwire Tokyo. Use adaptive triggers to create the sense of recoil. They say here, this is a bit of a direct quote, they say, adaptive triggers to express a sense of persistent energy or a balance of forces, if you will, and perhaps actions such as charging, loading, and a sense of accumulation of power or energy for things. They also go on to detail that haptic feedback for a wider range of vibration, allowing the controller to have detailed and nuanced textured feel. So that's pretty cool right there. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of feeling in Ghostwire and stuff like that. A lot of things of, you know, those like supernatural abilities that I believe you have in Ghostwire Tokyo, where you'll be able to, you know, suck power through your hands and you know, exert it, whatever, all that good stuff. Shout out to Venom in the chat as well. I see you, my boy. Are you in Spider-Man 2? You'll have to let me know. Beside the point, Horizon Forbidden West, baby. Let's get it. Cannot wait for this game. They say here only one thing, unfortunately. This is the only detail we got here with this game, is that with the unique weapons in Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West, adaptive triggers will make them feel more unique and satisfying. So that's all we got there, guys. You know what I'm saying? I assume we will get the bow tension and stuff like that from the triggers. We already talked about that before, but pretty cool to hear that, you know, we get a little bit of that good stuff in Horizon Forbidden West. Next up here. Nope, I messed up. Hello. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong key. Boom. Demon Souls, right? Demon Souls, of course, being developed by Blue Point Games. They say here that you'll feel every hit and spell casted on an enemy. The extra feeling with DualSense will allow you to better time perfect parries and counterattacks. You can also replicate metal on metal strikes and fire crackling, even pulling a lever to open a gate. So that's pretty cool right there as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if I'm gonna play what's the name? Demon Souls, because, you know, I'm not really that type of gamer, you know what I'm saying? But we will have to see. Boom. Oh my god. Oh, here we go. Godfall, right? Godfall, the melee combat looter game being published by Gearbox, being developed by Counterplay Games. They say here that, okay, these sound kind of wild, and they really just gave very vague, you know, ways of how the DualSense will work with Godfall, but this is what they say here, guys. Let me know how you guys feel about this. They say you can feel what weapon you're holding without looking at UI. Okay. And then they also say that you can sense where an enemy is spatially, even outside field of view. So I think that what I mean by that is that maybe that's what's going into the 3D audio side of things, where you'll be able to essentially like sound whore to the max. You know what I'm saying, in like any game. So I guess maybe that's what they're going with there. But I just feel like I wish they went into a little more detail as to how you will be able to feel certain weapons. Maybe it's like the vibration and the different like metal on metal feel, I guess, and the feedback you get from that, from a vibration standpoint. And I have to assume that you can sense where an enemy is spatially outside your field of view, like even outside of that, maybe because of that 3D audio. But we will have to see when we get more details on Godfall. Next up here, of course, you know what I'm saying, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. A lot of people are excited about this game. We got some really cool details about this one as well. They say here that the Enforcer is a dual barreled. Why don't you just say double barreled, Insomniac? Why is it dual barreled? Whatever, beside the point. Enforcer is a dual-barreled shotgun type weapon. As you pull the trigger, you'll fire one barrel and you can feel resistance around halfway down the trigger. Need a bigger blast? Pull the trigger through that resistance point and you'll fire both barrels at the same time. So it looks like you'll be able to like thread this weapon, right? Like multiple times if you want to do just like one fire at a time, right? But if you need a little bit more pack for your punch, you know what I'm saying? A little more carbs in your lunch. That made no sense. If you need a little more oomph in your, weapon ability, you can pull the trigger through that resistance point and fire both shots at the same time. Pretty cool. Pretty cool right there. Pretty cool. Next up here, look at that little homie. Look at him over there hanging off the side of the DualSense. Yo, hey, my man, you good? He good. All right. Astro's Playroom. They say here that we use haptic feedback throughout the entire game. The most striking are the surfaces because players will notice within the first few seconds. Astro steps can be felt running on plastic, metal, sand, and even splashing in water. Yeah, that one makes sense. How like because like it's just like when you're ever running on like concrete versus dirt versus grass versus sand. You know what I'm saying? Like it definitely feels different on the foot, on the vibration of that force, right? So it looks like they'll be doing the same thing with the controller. That makes a lot of sense. That's really cool to see that there as well. And we have two more here to cover. Next one here is Sackboy: A Big Adventure, right? They say here that, quote, for example, when picking objects up, there is a tension for each press, which conveys that the little guy is struggling to carry it. Similarly, when equipped with the grappling hook, R2's weapon mode makes the player feel like they're actually firing it themselves. So I do like the prospect of like having the controller feel like you're lifting something heavy, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that's a really cool detail that is going to go a long way for a lot of different games. I like that as well. And lastly here, Gran Turismo 7 here. They say here that a typical ABS, so this is, I think, auto brake system, I believe is what ABS stands for. A typical ABS releases brake pressure intermittently while the driver applies pressure to the pedal. The adaptive trigger is suited for recreating the pedal feel, and it will allow the player to accurately feel and understand the relationship between the braking force that they want and the tire's grip. Compared to the rumble force feedback we had in the past, the special character of the haptic feedback is that it has a bigger range of frequencies it can produce. What this means is that the sound design and the tactile design can be handled in a continuous, integrated manner. So, there we go, guys. Those were all the different games that they detailed. Again, this was all featured here on the PlayStation blog if you guys want to check that out as well for yourselves and everything. So you can definitely go do that. And all that good stuff here, right? You can go check it out, link below in the description. But I think the big thing here that we need to talk about here is that, like, are these going to be, things that really persist throughout the PS5 generation? You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of, like, are we gonna, have developers put in that work? You know what I'm saying? Because for launch, I could definitely see this, right? For any first-party game, I can totally see this, right? But when it comes down to third-party, I think that's where we're going to have issues with, like, is every third-party game going to utilize haptic feedback? Is every third-party going to utilize these, different things with the adaptive triggers? Is every, developer going to utilize 3D audio to the highest degree that the PS5 can handle when you have another console that you have to develop for if you're third party, that being Xbox Series X, that might not have these different things at play here. So that's where my big holdup is. I really hope that these are further, like, I just hope that these aren't day one gimmicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope we don't have like a 6-axis motion control thing with the PS5 where, yeah, it's used a few times here and there throughout the generation. Oh, I forgot to turn on the music. Oh my God. Man, that sucks. Y'all missed the beat. Hear this beat? It's fire. Anyway, right? So I fear that, you know, that all these different things that they are saying here with these first party games, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll only be first party, which, I mean, it makes sense, you know, because why would the third party want to devote more time and management towards the PS5 version just to make it better on the PS5 platform if you're third party, right? But I hope that at least the first party still keep up this mantra and really double down on these different aspects of the DualSense controller, that being, of course, haptic feedback through the audio and adaptive triggers. And I really hope that they still kind of keep it up on the first party side of things. So we will have to see how that pretty much all goes. And last thing here I did want to note here before we head out on this video is that the advertisement that we watched early on in the video, the advertisement here, I'll show you guys it real quick. I'll show you guys it. This little ad here that that we were watching here, this one right here. Actually, if you guys didn't know, this was all, so not all. There were some parts of this ad that were filmed inside of her apartment, which I think is dope. Like, there were this I just right here, there were some aspects of this advertisement that were used, I mean, that were shot from her apartment due to COVID-19 and stuff like that. So pretty cool to see that there. Just throw a little info on there, guys. But most importantly, what do you guys think in the comments below? How do you guys feel about all this? Let's read some of the chat. Who we got? Owen says, man, the RE games will definitely take advantage of 3D audio since they already use binary audio since RE7. Yep. Definitely. Like, I think if there's a third party out there that has already used some of the PS4's specific things to kind of, you know, up that PS4 experience on that platform, then yeah, I assume that we'll be getting the same thing there as well. But I just hope that, you know, particularly on first party, that they don't just have these on the year one games, whatever, and just never use them again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that they really double down on these things and really push the boundaries and really use them to a higher degree and stuff like that. So, yeah, guys, I mean, hey, let me know in the comments below. How do you guys feel about all these different things about, of course, the 3D audio stuff, haptic feedback stuff, as well as, of course, the adaptive triggers. How do you guys feel about all those in the games that we talked about? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Sound off your opinion down below in the good old comment section, because I definitely want to hear what you guys are thinking about in terms of these like different elements that are definitely going to set apart the PS5 and set apart PS5 games as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And make sure also, while you are down there, to check out our description where you can find our links to our Twitter, Discord server, as well as our Anchor link. That way you can listen to our long-form content and podcast format. That, of course, being the Road to PS5 podcast that we just launched last weekend. We are definitely going to be covering PS5 specs this week. And are they really important in terms of the game output, different stuff like that? PS5 specs versus Xbox Series X specs. We're going to get that going this weekend. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And make sure to also check out the Road 2 podcast series as well. There's plenty of other ones that we are doing in the future that will be dedicated to your PlayStation games that you love and adore coming up in the future. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Ring that notification bell, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.